Nobody knows more about taxes than I do and income than I do.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
Nobody knows more about campaign finance than I do.
Nobody knows consultants better than me.
I know more about drones than anybody. Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do. Nobody in the history of this country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump. I know the H-1B. I know the H-2B. Nobody knows it better than me.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
Nobody understands the press, but I think I understand them as well as anybody.
I understand things. I comprehend very well. Okay? Better than, I think, almost anybody.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements than me.
And I think I know more about the environment than most people.
I know a lot about wind. I know a lot about wind.
You know, I know windmills very much. I've studied it better than anybody.
I understand the power of Facebook, maybe better than almost anybody.
I know more about renewables than any human being on earth.
Nobody knows more about polls than me. I know more about courts than any human being on earth.
I know more about steelworkers than anybody that's ever run for office.
I know more about golf than Obama knows.
And, you know, in the case of Turkey and the Kurds, I could go into a whole story because I understand it, I think, better than most. Guy talks about, I know Scranton, I know that. Well, I know the places better.
Nobody knows more about banks than I do.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Well, obviously, he doesn't know about nuclear weapons. I know more about nuclear weapons than he'll ever.
I understand the tax laws better than almost anyone.
Who knows more about lawsuits than I do? I'm the king.
I know more about offense and defense than they will ever understand.
Nobody even understands it but me. It's called devaluation.
I understand money better than anybody.
I understand the system better than anybody. Nobody knows more about debt than I do.
Nobody knows the game better than me.
I know more about contributions.
I understand politicians better than anybody.
Nobody knows politicians better than me. Who knows the other side better than me?
I was the fair-haired boy. Nobody knows more about it than me.
I know a lot. I know more than I'm ever going to tell you.